On this episode of Cape Media News, volunteers and grant recipients care for the Cape and Islands at the annual Care Day. Cape Cod Community College graduates celebrate powerful futures at Commencement 2019. Cape Cod High School students prepare for careers in the arts with the Workforce Development Board's Artworks program. Our pop-up newsroom visits the Mid-Cape Tourism Summit and an unusual wedding at Bray Farm in Yarmouth Port. These stories and more. This is Cape Media News. This is Cape Media News, your local authentic newscast for Cape Cod. I'm Sarah Colvin. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well, it is that time of year, time for students to don caps and gowns and celebrate as they complete their degrees. 568 Cape Cod Community College students graduated yesterday. The ceremony was held at the Melody Tent in Hyannis.
We have 568 students that are qualified to graduate today.
My name is Sarah Barrows. I live in Hyannis, and I decided to go to Four Seas to get a degree in human services, to further my education, and to do something different with my life.
Hi, I'm Lillian Cesar, and I was born and raised in Massachusetts, Cape Cod. I am just graduating with nursing, and I chose Four Seas because it's really convenient for me. I got to stay and work at home and be close to my family, and I still got my degree. I think the best part about Four Seas is having my family close by. I mean, going away from college can be tough the first couple of years, but definitely having that support is great, and I love it here.
So I was a full-time head chef on Cape, and I just wanted to go back and do something else with my life. I had gone to college when I was younger out of DUI and had to come back for financial reasons, and then finally paid off my loans and went back, and I decided to go to accounting so someday I can open my own restaurant on Cape. And I didn't know how special Four Seas was until I actually went there, and it's just opportunities for Cape Codders and Washer Shores to really better themselves, and the faculty and advisors and students are all amazing.
My name is Grace Jensen. I am from Cotuit, Massachusetts, right here on Cape Cod. And I was a transfer student into Four Seas, and all my credits were able to be transferred, and I get to carry on to Mass Maritime this fall. I had a great experience at Four Seas. The faculty and the staff were very accommodating for what my goals were and for my background, and I was able to get through my educational career efficiently and effectively, which is a time saver, and I feel like I'm on the right path, really. And I was lucky to be selected as the 29 Who Shine recipient by Professor Kate Martin, so I feel lucky that I get to represent Four Seas as well. First thing I think about is just what a powerful award it is. You know, it's for students who plan to stay and be successful members of the Massachusetts economy and community, which is exactly where I see myself going, is staying here locally and working with the environment.
Everyone's kind, you're friendly, you're not out of place. I just believe it's a kind environment. It's a great environment, actually. All the clubs I'm involved with helped me, being involved in Rotaract, economics, Alana. It's been amazing. Every club that I've been a part of played a crucial role.
During commencement, the college recognized 2 Alumni of the Year.
Well, it was really surprised, basically surprised. It's like, wow, that's quite an honor. It's been 40 years. This was wonderful because it really built the foundation for everything that's happened since, and it still is. And I see kids going off to college and they get promoted, they go off to all these school visits, this and that, the places that have these wonderful cafeterias and gyms, and they pump it up and pay so much money that takes decades and decades to pay back, where they're missing this jewel, particularly those kids that maybe not exactly sure what they're going to do, but there are some focus degrees that are very good. I graduated from the law enforcement program, and it served me very, very well.
So my name is Matthew Donlin, Chief Executive Officer, Addiction Treatment Centers of New England in Boston. Cape Cod Community College alumni, class of 2014. I graduated with an Associate's in Arts. Continued on from Four Cs to University of Massachusetts Amherst, University Without Walls program, which is a great transition program for online. Completed my bachelor's in mental health studies in 2016. I was in the process of moving to Florida and taking a new job when I graduated. So when I got down there, I immediately got involved with continuing my education, and I ended up enrolling in an MBA program at Florida Institute of Technology, where I graduated last year and took the summer off and enrolled in a doctorate program at Arizona State. So I'm currently just wrapped up my first year of Arizona State's Doctorate of Behavioral Health Management. So I've basically been a student ever since I stepped foot here on 4C's campus.
This is truly a picture of who we are, the people we serve, the challenges, the trials, the tribulations that our students go through while they're achieving their success through the college. So this is the culmination of all that effort. It's really a great moment.
Congratulations to all of the graduates. Meanwhile, local high school students looking toward future careers in the arts gathered at the Tilden Arts Center this month to celebrate the completion of the Artworks program. Gabrielle Rawson reports.
The creative economy is growing on Cape Cod thanks to the Artworks program. The Mass Hire Cape and Islands Workforce Board held its annual Artworks student exhibition in the Tilden Arts Center at Cape Cod Community College.
We are having our opening for the Artworks exhibit here at the Higgins Gallery, and this is the 4th year we've had it here. This is a mentoring program for students in grades 10 through 12, and they're connected to artists, local artists here on Cape Cod. They participate in technically a 40-hour internship. However, I would say most of our artists spend many more hours than that working with their students, not only on art, but they do a lot with soft skills. They do resumes, they do college recommendations. They do a lot more than just art.
Students are typically referred to Artworks by an art teacher or guidance counselor. Schools like the program because it gives their students hands-on experience and provides opportunities to become productive members of the community.
As they say, art is a language all in itself, and it connects the world. And we're very lucky to have this affiliation with the Artwork Foundations. And we have 2 students who have presented art today, and couldn't be happier.
I'm a professional educator, but I love the fact our young people work with someone not in a traditional classroom, but in a studio or a shop, learning skills as an artist that we could never teach in the schools. So I love being involved in a program that we can see helps build our community. It's educational. And again, Mass Hire, Cape and Islands Workforce Board, it's that little agency not a lot of people hear about, but it promotes these kind of things in our community.
Artwork students self-select the discipline they're interested in. Then they're assigned a local mentor from within the artist community.
It's an amazing program. It's been around for 22 years, and to be honest, it wouldn't exist without our mentors.
So a friend of mine had reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in the mentoring program. And, you know, I'm always willing to teach people new things. And Megan and I worked out really good together because I'm strong where she's weaker, and she's strong in areas that I'm not strong at.
I just really had a lot of fun learning and perfecting my skills because I know I had a lot of trouble with backgrounds before. So now I really feel more comfortable and confident.
You have the experience with a young person and their ideas and their excitement, and it's just wonderful.
I didn't really know what to expect when I was coming into it, but it was it was so enriching, and I learned so much while I was in it, and it went by so fast, and I can't wait to do it again next year. And it's an amazing program because you pick what you want to do, and there's so many different creative opportunities. You don't have to have experience in it. You can go, you can try something out, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, you have next year. So it's great. It's been awesome.
Last year I did oil painting with Deb Colligan. This year I'm doing printmaking with Leslie Kramer. Printmaking is so cool and it's such a diverse art form. There's so many different techniques that go into it, and it's really cool to have access to a studio with like a giant printing press and all the different inks I need. I've learned so many different things and it's expanded my art so much.
But mentors do more than just teach art. They also write college recommendations, assist with portfolio development, and illuminate career pathways.
Just about every one of those mentors, they become a true mentor. They teach art, but they're also teaching about life. And can you make a career with your art?
It definitely creates a career pathway for those students who are interested in the arts. Many students don't realize that the creative economy is something that drives our economy here on Cape Cod, and students aren't aware of that until they really dig deep into this program.
I've gotten so much exposure to like the wider art community that I didn't even know existed, and to be in high school and to have an into this sort of thing, it's so cool.
I've never experienced a professional art setting, even remotely, so this kind of helps that. And if you're serious about learning art, this is like the best thing.
Do it. Just do it. It's a great experience. I don't know how, really, but ever since I started this program, I've just been better at, communicating with people and opening up. Like 3 years ago, if you made me do this, I'd have literally run the other way.
When you look at workforce development, every part of the state's different. The Cape's certainly known for creativity in the art realm, and so it makes sense. There's programs for all kinds of skills. We have this special niche program here on the Cape, and it's wonderful.
The Mass Artworks program will begin accepting new students in October. In West Barnstable, for Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.
The Artworks program is a huge booster for the local creative economy, encouraging young people to stay and thrive here on Cape Cod. Up next, a day of care for the Cape.
Do you notice the large influx of cyclists on our roads in the summer? Every year, 4,000 international students choose to make Cape Cod their home for the summer and for the experience of a lifetime. Biking is their main and often only mode of transportation. I'm Kathy Boyle with the Mid-Cape Assembly of God. Our mission is to provide safety equipment to these visitors as well as late-night shuttles to ensure their safe commute to and from work. These university students are future teachers, engineers, and ambassadors. They come to share their cultures with us while contributing to the Cape economy during our busiest season. Unfortunately, they can't realize these dreams if they don't make it home safely. We're asking for donations to purchase bike lights and reflective vests and to fund the nightly shuttles that are imperative to these students' safety. Please visit midcapej1housing.org or email j1latebus@gmail.com to learn how you can contribute. Please help us ensure that these future world leaders have a fun and safe summer in our community.
It was a beautiful day at the Mass Audubon Long Pasture Wildlife Sanctuary, where volunteers and grant recipients gathered to help care for the Cape and Islands. Gabrielle Rawson reports on Annual Care Day.
Dozens volunteered at the 6th annual Care for the Cape and Islands Day at Mass Audubon's Long Pasture Wildlife Sanctuary in Camaquid.
CARE's mission is to inspire stewardship to preserve and protect the natural environment, cultural and historic places on Cape Cod. One of the great things about what we do at Care Day is every year we invite people to spend a half day giving back and doing service, and then at lunch we announce who our grant recipients are for this year. This is a great way for us to inspire stewardship, and it's just so important for us to take care of this special place, because if we don't, who will?
Today is our annual Care Day for Cape Cod, with lots of volunteers helping us prepare various aspects of the sanctuary for the busy season. We have a slew of spring cleaning projects, including patching holes in our driveway, things as simple as that, to things that are a little more around our mission.
We get a lot of work done with these projects.
It's just a matter of how much time we have available and how many hands.
Many of the volunteers were past and present CARE grant recipients. With CARE's help, the Food Forest Initiative put the final touches on their edible garden.
This is the site of the Food Forest demonstration garden that was planted with a grant from CARE for Cape and Islands to Audubon and to Food Forest Initiative of Cape Cod.
The theme here is native and edible or useful plants. We think it's important to create not only a sustainable food system, but a regenerative food system that is sequestering carbon and building soil and creating more and more food every year. That's the beauty of trees. They just keep getting bigger and bigger and producing more food. And so this is just a little model of what we could really scale up and do more of here on Cape Cod, but anywhere really in the world.
In addition to Mass Audubon and the Food Forest Initiative, CARE has awarded several grants that work to reduce plastic use.
We funded already 5 water bottle filling stations throughout the Cape, and so we're giving grants today for 2 more.
We were lucky enough to get a grant from CARE for our proposed water bottle refill stations, where you bring your reusable water bottle and thereby avoid the use of single-use plastic bottles, which is a very big deal these days. And where we want to put these water bottles, we've got 3 locations in town we proposed, and we're going to go before town meeting next week, and hopefully it'll be approved there. All the response has been very positive.
The White Shark Conservancy also received a grant.
So the Conservancy received a grant from CARE this past year to help us at our outreach facility, the Chatham Shark Center. So this grant is going to fund a water fountain with a water bottle filling station, as well as 2 bike racks for outdoor art facility. We realized that we are on one of the bike trails in Chatham, and so we really want to promote to families that they can visit us by way of bike. We also have a lot of families who are coming in the summer months, and we really want to support that idea of reusable water bottles.
And in celebration of the 400th anniversary of the Pilgrim Landing, CARE also awarded a grant to the Cape Cod Museum Trail.
With our 400th anniversary coming up, they're doing a trail that's specifically around the Pilgrims, and to remind people that the Pilgrims actually landed here before they went on to Plymouth.
We are creating a mini trail to celebrate 2020 next year with the Pilgrims' arrival, and so it's called the Cape Cod Pilgrim Trail, and we are documenting where they've gone, what museums they can go to see the history of the Pilgrims and the Native Americans that were living here, and the different spots that the Pilgrims stopped while they were here on the Cape.
Since 2013, CARE for the Cape and Islands has awarded more than 40 grants that further their mission to preserve and protect the natural beauty of Cape Cod.
We're very grateful for CARE to give us the capacity to create exhibits and to just build in sustainability into the sanctuary, and CARE has been generous to give to a lot of smaller startups here. So proportionately, their grant's going to have a major impact.
It's been really incredible working with the team at CARE. We feel very fortunate and we're very grateful for their support. We've learned a lot through the network that they've created.
They have validated us and helped it get moving, and that's always incredibly rewarding.
The 6th annual CARE for the Cape and Islands Day was held on May 9th. In Comaquid, for Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.
Care for the Cape and Islands is a local organization that works to create a responsible environment. You can learn more at careforthecapeandislands.org. Up next, we bring our pop-up newsroom to the Red Jacket Beach Resort in South Yarmouth.
In the Yarmouth Port along Route 6A, known as one of the most beautiful roads in America, there's a little-known secret, a special building. I'm Mariana Gresti, representing the Yarmouth New Church Preservation Foundation. Since 1998, a non-religious group of local citizens have been restoring this former church building and have reopened its doors as a community center for visual and performing arts. The original details, including the stained glass windows, the tracker organ, the cast iron bell, and the recently restored ceiling paintings, are considered some of the best examples of American Gothic architecture in Massachusetts. In the audience room, we host local and visiting musicians and performers, even local school groups. In our Great Room Gallery, we hold receptions and display fine art. If you are interested in performing in our authentic historic space with its amazing acoustics, or want to help us with preservation and planning through volunteering, please go to our website at yarmouthportcommon.org. Just click on Contact and let us know. Remember to check out our calendar for this coming season of events. We look forward to seeing you at the Bell Tower on Yarmouth Port Common. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Cape Media News. I'm Sarah Colvin. You may have seen us out and about these days with our new pop-up newsroom concept showcasing the people, places, and things of Cape Cod using Facebook Live. This week, we were pleased to be a part of the Mid-Cape Tourism Summit, an event put on by the Greater Hyannis Chamber of Commerce, Dennis Chamber of Commerce, and Red Jacket Beach Resort. While there, we caught up with many attendees and vendors, including Seaside Le Mans event director Kelsey Ellis. Let's watch. And we are back live here at the Mid-Cape Tourism Summit at the Red Jacket Beach Resort in Yarmouth, and I'm here with Kelsey Ellis from the Davenport Companies. And Kelsey, how are you doing?
Good, how are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. And so you are helping to organize one of the coolest fundraisers on Cape Cod, the Seaside Le Mans. Tell me about this event.
Well, the Seaside Le Mans is the annual fundraiser hosted and underwritten by the Davenport Companies of Formula One go-karts and an outdoor track at Mashpee Commons held every September. And this year's event will be on Saturday, September 7th, and all with the goal of raising as much money as we can for the Cape Cod community.
And so this is really cool. It's at Mashpee Commons again this year, right?
It's at Mashpee Commons.
And so you kind of take over the parking lots and set up this amazing go-kart track with like a bridge that you can walk over. How long does it take to set that up?
We'll get there at 5 a.m. that morning, and I'll tell you. Yes, we set up a whole outdoor track through the streets and parking lot of Mashpee Commons using hay bales, boat shrink wrap, and plastic barriers. And we work with X1 Boston to make sure all the racing rules and regulations are all set and ready to go. And it's all local business sponsors out there driving. Many people in this room who are out there in those carts sort of living the dream for a day, all to raise money for 5 beneficiaries this year.
Absolutely, and I will say it's super fun. Years ago, I got to ride in the media race, and they got to wear a whole suit, and they got to give you a breathalyzer. You know, they make sure that everything's on the up and ready to go, and it is fun. So tell me about the beneficiaries this year. Who's benefiting from the Seaside Le Mans?
Well, this is the 19th annual Seaside Le Mans, and every year we select local nonprofits to be the beneficiaries of the race. This year we have the Cape Wellness Collaborative, Cape Cod Healthcare, Wellfleet Mass Audubon. We have Heroes in Transition and Children's Cove. And they will each receive 100% of the proceeds from the race divided among the 5 of them. And they're also challenged to match those fundraising dollars with new sources of revenue. So the race will hopefully top out raising more than $7 million over the past 19 years this year.
That is amazing. And so can folks go online, can they donate to teams of their choice? How does that work?
Sure. If you visit seasidelemans.org, soon they'll be up and running with fundraising pages. And if anyone is interested in driving, all the sponsorship information is on there. And it's free to attend for anyone, friends, family. We get about 10,000 people out there. So come on and cheer on your favorite driver.
Yeah, it's not every day you get to see a go-kart race on Cape Cod.
And it's loud and fast. These aren't your typical go-karts. They go 50 miles an hour, 3 inches off the ground. So
it's amazing.
It's pretty serious.
So Kelsey, anything else about the Seaside Le Mans that you would like our viewers to be aware of?
Just thank you to the Cape Cod community for all getting behind it. It's such a fun, as I said, loud, big community event. So we'd love to have everyone join us.
Great. Coming up on September 7th?
September 7th.
And one more time, the website for people to learn more.
seasidelemans.org.
Great. Seasidelemans.org again, that event coming up on September 7th. We are live here at the Mid-Cape Tourism Summit with the Cape Media News pop-up newsroom. Kelsey Ellis of the Davenport Companies is our guest. And stay tuned. We'll be broadcasting until 4:30 here from the Red Jacket Beach Resort here in Yarmouth. Thank you so much, Kelsey.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. And you can watch all of the videos from our pop-up newsroom on our Facebook page. Just look for Cape Media News, or you can visit capemedia.org and navigate to the new pop-up newsroom page. We'd love to be at your event. You can contact me at sarah@capemedia.org for details. Look for us in June. We'll be at the Father's Day Car Show on Main Street, Hyannis, and then the following Sunday at the Long Table event, also on Main Street. Well, Cape Cod is one of the country's top spots for weddings, with brides and grooms from near and far choosing our beautiful beaches, resorts, and restaurants for their special day. But this wedding was not like the others, and it might be the first of its kind on Cape Cod. Two donkeys, that's right, two donkeys, were wed at Taylor Bray Farm this month in an event to benefit the Latham Centers. Gabrielle Rawson reports.
It's wedding season on Cape Cod. Donkey wedding season if you're Esther and Esau, two of Latham Center's therapy donkeys, who got hitched for a cause earlier this month.
We are very excited to be hosting our donkey wedding. This is a celebration and fundraiser to support Latham Center's Asinotherapy program, which is our therapeutic donkey program. It's an extension of our vocational and supplemental therapeutic programming. They may have lived together a little bit before the big day, but they have been sweethearts for over 7 years.
In my tenure as CEO, I've been asked to do a lot of things. But I never imagined that I would be asked to officiate at the marriage of two donkeys.
The proceeds from today go to our Asinotherapy program, which is a donkey therapy program that we have for our residents, adult residents, and our students at Latham Centers.
People know more and more. It's no longer the question of what happens behind the hedges, right, on 6A. The question is, who are our students, who are our adults, what are they doing on Cape Cod, and what do you do as a program? And seeing all the support from everyone, from banks to restaurants to beauty supply companies, it's incredible and it warms my heart, honestly.
The Latham Center's Asinotherapy program provides innovative donkey therapy to students and adults with Prader-Willi syndrome, a somewhat rare genetic condition that affects metabolism, cognitive function, and behavior.
They can get certified in caring for the donkeys. They learn how to brush them and feed them and take care of their hooves. They do some training with them. And so there's a therapeutic component, but then there's also a vocational component.
So we do a lot of student activities and community activities, and it's great for our students to be benefited in any way possible so they can have more access to activities and things like that.
We have the individuals come over every day. They come over and they give them their lunch or their breakfast or their dinner, and they groom them. They exercise them, they walk them around, and they love them. Esther, do you take Esau to be your lawfully wedded donkey? To have and to hold, to love and to cherish, in abundant carrots and in relatively few carrots, till death do you part. What's that? You do, of course you do.
The Latham Center's donkey therapy has made a positive impact on the lives of the families they serve.
So our brother Michael is a graduate of the Latham Centers and works with the donkeys and has for a long time. Michael came up here 10 years ago, and his participation in the Latham Centers has really changed our whole life. The staff and the support and the structure that he's received has really made our entire life possible, and he's the kid he is today because of them. So we really can't say enough.
Yeah, they gave him a safe and loving environment where he could really flourish in a way that we just couldn't, and it's just been amazing for our family.
Well, Latham, the kids, especially my mom, taught handicapped kids her whole life, and I volunteered a lot, and I think it's just a great program.
My son has Asperger's, and working with Latham is kind of my way of giving back to the community.
The fact that we have over 200 people here is just astounding. The response from the community has been better than we ever could have anticipated.
Esther and Esau's wedding ceremony took place at Taylor Bray Farm in Yarmouthport. To follow their love story, visit lathamcenters.org. For Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.
Congratulations to Esther and Esau. We wish you a lifetime of happiness. And that brings this episode of Cape Media News to a close. We thank you so much for joining us. And again, special thanks to Stacy Kuhn for doing my hair today, as she has been doing for the last few weeks. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everyone. Summer on Cape Cod is now underway, and we will be back with more Cape Media News next Friday. I'm Sarah Colvin, and this is Cape Media News.